Be cool, be kind, be classy. A cupcake so sweet and sexy. Have fun, enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives in New York City. Not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack Stack Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Gildea and Michigas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Pro said, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes sweet and sassy. And not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. I'm still running late today. I still have some things to do. But this Plymouth hearing on Karen Reed is supposed to start at 9 o'clock. CBS is supposed to be covering it, but it looks like you guys have some weather up there, huh? Is there school delays and everything going on for you today? What's going on? Is it snowing? Somebody said they're all wrapped up in Nancy Guthrie. Did they find her? What happened? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, Karen, thank you for gifting 5 memberships so early on this Friday morning. TGIF, my friends, TGIF. Thanks, Jenna, for becoming a member. And on top, thank you for being on top of your super sticker today. Some papers dropped last night regarding this motion about the misquoting of Karen Reed's voicemail message and the I'm dead, I'm effing dead versus again, effing again. And Karen's team clapped back with a reply. And I don't know, we're up to sir reply, sir reply. And then Marc Diller tripled down and said, well, it's not really important what it said, but that's what it said because I asked 3 people who asked 3 people who asked 3 people, and that's what it said. And I got this recording off of the internet. And so that's what the people on the internet said it said. And so that's what it said. She said, I'm dead. I'm effing dead. But that's not really the big deal. The big deal is that she said, do you have any clue what's on my phones? So therefore, we should get her phones and be able to download them. Hold on. Okay, so they are going to have it. So it's coming up. They just showed Karen walking into the courtroom, but it looked like an old shot of her. So let's do some motivational quotes of the day. Let's do a motivational quote today. Today is Friday, March 6th, 2026. Hold, please. Because we're not allowed to stream Zoom from Plymouth Superior. They're very strict about that. Oh, well, there you go. This is perfect for today. This is a quote from Louis XIV. It is impossible to please all the world. If you needed to hear that today, it is impossible to please all the world. You can't do it. You'll never be able to do it. For those of you who needed to hear that today. And let's pull an empowerment card too. Yeah, I have Channel 5 up. Channel 5 is in there. It's in here. We got it. Here you go. Let's pull it. Yeah, what's with your school delays up there? 2-hour delays. Don't count the days, make the days count, everyone. Don't count the days, make the days count. That's a good one. All right, let's see. I just got to turn on my volume over here. You guys got some rough weather this morning. That's what they're saying. Oh, it's black ice from the freezing rain. That's why you're having a situation. Okay. AJ's here. Tom CPU is there. Tom CPU's sister said that Karen looked amazing. She ran inside. It's cold here. AJ's there. Tom went into court today, but I'm sure he will get her coming out. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know. They were telling us it's going to be explosive today. We'll see what happens. Still not really fully awake yet. I haven't had enough coffee. Can you tell? Thank you, Jen, for becoming a member. Welcome. Welcome. School canceled due to fog. Wow. Okay. And I have the papers, but I think I summarized them well enough for you. If anybody else read the papers and you want to chime in on what the papers say, this is becoming a really big pissing match. I've never seen anything like this among attorneys who are supposed to be professional. It's wild. Really rough commute up there. Rollover crashes and everything. Listen to this. I mean, listen, if you're not in the Boston area, we might as well.
Tractor trailer jackknifed after exit 115
Can you hear
for Broad
okay?
Street. So that has the right lane blocked up in the Merrimack area. We also have an overheight truck
It's a whole
being
episode.
reported here in Boston as
Oh,
well.
thank you, James, for gifting
right
5
before
memberships.
You
You're
get
awesome.
onto Stero Drive, it looks like on the lever connector. So you might notice some delays in that stretch.
In case you needed to know
Well, Karen
the
Reed
traffic.
is heading back to court today for a hearing in the civil case brought against her by the family of John O'Keefe. Here are your top stories. Reed's legal team asked for the hearing to address an emergency request by the O'Keefes for a temporary restraining order to keep Reed from getting her cell phones back. They were taken during a witness intimidation investigation into blogger Aidan Carney, known as Turtle Boy. The family wants the phones analyzed because of a recording of Reed allegedly saying that she was dead because of what's on them. But Reed's lawyers say Reed did not say that and that the recording is illegal. They also say a judge already denied a search warrant for the phones. You can watch those proceedings live starting at 9 a.m. on our streaming service, CBS News Boston. The Coast Guard is searching for one missing crew member after a fishing boat capsized.
All right, well, they're not gonna, I mean, this is where they say it's going to be. This is supposed to be your streaming service, so hopefully it's going to come up. Boop. We'll just wait. It's so bad up here on the North Shore, says Patricia. Good morning. Good morning. Love me some early morning Aaron Rosenberg, says Becky Einhorn. Here we go again. I mean, it's like it's never end. It's like this is the song that never ends. Remember when your kids used to sing that? It just goes on and on, my friends. But I mean, as pointed out in the new papers, the Sir reply of the Sir reply of the Sir reply, it could be considered unethical to intentionally misquote something that should be quoted properly. And in fact, attached to their Sir reply, or whichever reply it was, they did attach an example of an attorney who was publicly censured. I'm not sure if they were disbarred or suspended for doing something very, very similar. So we will see. We're going to go here instead. We're going to go to NBC 10 because it's on YouTube, and that way we can pause and talk about it and rewind as we do. Thanks for pointing that out to me. And then we don't have to suffer through commercials because, you know, it's a hassle. Like I told you, if you guys don't like commercials, you should get YouTube Premium. How many people have YouTube Premium and love it? And they don't sponsor me, by the way. I don't get paid if you get YouTube Premium. But if you do watch YouTube all day, I highly recommend that you invest in YouTube Premium because it's cheaper than Netflix. Oh, please. Oh, stop. What? Wait. Hold it. N Wings 2439 is watching live from Moon Palace in Cancun. I always just miss you. Are you really there? Do you love it? Which part are you staying in? Are you at the Grand? Are you at the Sunrise? Are you at Nazook? It'll be my pleasure. It'll be my pleasure. It'll be my pleasure. Everything is their pleasure there. Best service, really, at any resort ever. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Oh, many of you do have it. Oh, and on my suggestion, and Master Shenanigans, are you happy with your purchase? Listen, if you listen to YouTube all day long, there's no reason to suffer through commercials. It's annoying because if you're not in front of your screen and you can't skip them, it's a time waster, right? Good morning, Southern Utah. How's your weather today? I love Utah. I spent a lot of time in Park City skiing growing up, and I love it there. You guys all love it. Oh, here we go. There's Mark with a C Diller. May need to boost it here, so you let me know. Sometimes it takes them a minute to get their sound up and ready. This is Plymouth Superior Court in the case of O'Keefe's versus Karen. There's Karen, looking lovely as always. And Alan Jackson in the house. Sometimes I feel like I'm a sportscaster for trials, and I love that. What a great job. Her hair looks on point. A little bit lighter, right? I like it. Gorge. Look, you can get premium light for $7.99 a month, says Kim. And also, I think if you're a student, I think you can even get it for less than that. And you can get a family plan. She's looking very blonder. Looks good. Your husband compares your court watching to his football watching. See? It's like watching a game when you're watching a live trial because it's different every day. Well, the Rangers finally won a game last night. That was pretty awesome. 6-2. Rangers really are not playing well this year. I'm sure Dolan is not happy. Madison Square Garden was virtually empty last night. It was a game against the Maple Leafs. They wound up winning 6-2, but it has not been a good year for my Rangers. There was a short 10-minute hearing yesterday on Zoom, and one of the interesting things to come out of it was that the town of Canton is refusing to turn over Sean Good's papers. The papers they've... Oh, there's Alan Jackson. Look at that. Oh, his hair's a little bit shorter on top. What do you think? Town of Canton's refusing to turn over the paperwork on Sean Good that has been subpoenaed by Karen Reed's team. I wonder why. They didn't really say why. I'm sure more motion practice will ensue, but the town of Canton's trying to keep that on the QT from what I hear, right? Did you hear that? We can hear them whispering. Hot mic moment. Karen's not sitting at the defense table. She's sitting in the front pew behind her team. Quad officer whispering to Mr. Jackson. Not a Haas defendant, per my recommendation, bought YouTube Family. Oh, good. How much did it cost? And Alan and Jackson, Karen and Alan having a little powwow. Karen, watch that mic in front of you. Do you like it? Are you happy? Not a Haas defendant. I can hear a hot mic, but it's not Karen and Alan. I think it's Marc Diller and the guy who's sitting with him. Hi, Bakers. The Bakers just joined us. Hello, Bakers. Good morning.
Mr. Jackson. Yes, please.
Muffins. Muffin tops.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Somebody just called now and said, Mr. Jackson. And then we don't know who he's talking to because he went back towards, I think, the courtroom door. Baker Raid is here. Hi, guys. Oh, Paul O'Neill spotted. Erin O'Neill spotted. And somebody's sitting next to Erin, a woman, sitting right across the aisle in this little church of 3 pews. Paul O'Keefe and Erin O'Keefe. Paul O'Neill is a Yankee, an old Yankee player who I had the opportunity to meet one time and got a picture with. But that is Paul O'Keefe and Erin O'Keefe. And I'm not sure who the young lady is that's sitting with them. It's not Carrie Roberts. I kind of thought it was Carrie Roberts at first, but I don't think it is. I do not see Paul O'Keefe's mother. Paul O'Keefe's not ready for his close-up, but they're going to give it to him anyway. It's a small courtroom. It looks like there's only 3 pews on each side, and they're short. As we wait for Judge Gildea to take the bench. It's not quite mahogany, this courtroom. What would you say that wood tone is? It is wood paneled from, looks like floor to ceiling. It's nice. Nicer than some other courtrooms that we've seen. No, Seligman's not in court today. This guy... Is his name Beck? Hang on a second. He was on the Zoom last night. It was only a 10-minute Zoom, so. I mean, I think the public is allowed in, but I don't see anybody there. The opening line of the Karen Reed team's further reply in support of requests for sanctions is, plaintiffs and their counsel have now tripled down on their original misrepresentations to the court and make brand new false statements to the court in the response they filed at 11:35 a.m. this morning. Mindful of the court's noon deadline, Reed submits this final written submission to address those new misstatements in advance of tomorrow's hearing. Also included in this further reply, or sir reply, is half a tweet from Sean McDonough that apparently was included in the plaintiff's original papers. Here's Janet and Bill Reed coming to support Karen. Praise be, she's not sitting alone anymore. Half a tweet from Sean McDonough, which her team says was intentional, because then they attach the full tweet from Sean McDonough. And Joe Flipperhead has entered the papers. They're also claiming that the link that didn't work in the first iteration of plaintiff's papers was changed when they attached it again in the thumb drive to the court. They're saying that the new version of Exhibit J plays the same audio at a markedly slower pace than the original version that the plaintiffs filed, and in fact attached an affidavit from an attorney at the office who listened to the first one and the second one. And they say that Diller lied in his papers to the court because they're saying that Diller swore in his sworn statement in his affidavit that, quote, I provided audio for the court's review in the exact form it appeared on the internet and did not alter the sound or format in any way.
I don't know.
He got the recording from the internet, he claims. Alan Jackson in his paper says he's going to have the recordings to play for the court. Alan greeting Mr. and Mrs. Reed.
Yes. Already told her to shut it off.
Defense papers then go on to say plaintiff's counsel then disingenuously argues that the very quote they included in italics at the top of their emergency motion and repeated multiple times in their papers was not actually important. They did. They said, that's not the important part. The important part is, do you have any clue what's on my phones that they took? Again, summarizing, those might not be the exact words. Aaron's team then goes on to say, finally, plaintiff's counsel makes a number of statements regarding the wiretap statute to attempt to avoid the clear fact that his use of this recording is illegal.
He's been on the job a while.
Can't get over how great her hair looks. It's more of an ash blonde, like an ashen blonde than I guess it used to be. I'm trying to remember what it used to look like a darker, right? Seems lighter, ashier. And Nicole says, Mr. Reed looks like a movie star. Microdust did an analysis of it, cleaned it up. Hippie chick. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Thanks, Diane. Chris Osa says, can anyone point me to something explaining why a lot of the Karen Reed YouTubers don't like each other anymore? I have no idea. I have no idea. I stay out of it. I think that there are some people that are intentionally trying to divide the people that support Karen Reed from the people that support Turtle Boy, because there are some people who think you can't do both, I guess. I don't know if anybody did an explanatory video of it, but it's crazy. James says, Melanie, that's definitely an ash toner on her highlights. Oh, do you do hair, James? And Melissa's like, there's not enough time to explain that. Canton Expat says, main character syndrome. Crime trial addict says, we will be here all day and nobody truly understands it. Mind of Crime says jealousy. I don't know. All I can tell you is there are a lot of really twisted, really evil people on the internet. It's like a bunch of pigs rolling around in the mud together. It's gross. Stay away. Don't go there. Divide and conquer, says Heather Mosher. Don't fall for the playbook. Reasonably doubtful says you'll lose brain cells. Not worth it. You guys, if you have not been watching the Lucy Medina trial with me and us, that is happening right now in Essex County. Hank Brennan is the defense attorney for Lucy Medina, a woman who is on trial for assaulting her husband who had been brutally beating her for 28 years Court TV, nobody wants you to see it. Closing arguments are today. And we're going to be covering that after this. And I hope you will come and watch. And some people think it's going to be the quickest acquittal ever. But what we have watched, this poor defendant, Lucy Medina, go through, crying through the entire proceedings. Her husband, the alleged victim, did not come to testify. He won't come to testify. But his attorney came in to testify and read a letter in which the husband admitted to beating her for 28 years and said, if anything happened to me that night back in 2020, it wasn't her fault. It was self-defense. And Essex County DA is still prosecuting her. And same DA, Paul Tucker, that will not prosecute, just in it for the money a lay-in. So please come watch that with us after this. There should be a verdict today, maybe even before lunch. Massachusetts doesn't want you to see it. Court TV has a camera in the courtroom, and they're not broadcasting it. They've released little dribs and drabs, openings, Lucy's police interview, and then yesterday, law girls, not attorneys, went to court in Salem, got permission, and broadcast the trial, and we watched it with them. And they're going to be doing that again today. So, praise be. Handmaid's Tale, upside down, inside out in Narnia of Massachusetts and Salem, where the witch trials have been happening since 1692 and are continuing to happen. Hank did a great job. Never thought I would see the day where I was rooting for Hank Brennan. Tell you what, Maria. Dribs and drabs. There's so many phrases that we've picked up from Karen's trials and others that just have stuck with us. David, you're in the courtroom? In which courtroom? No, it has not started yet. I think they're going to do a charge conference this morning. I'm not sure if they were going to do a charge conference first, but closings before lunch. So we will cover it. Hi, Texas Farm Girl. She says, I can't watch all your streams, but your ability to translate the legal system to us that are not lawyers, etc., is invaluable. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. There are I will fully admit it, there are law tubers who are far smarter and analytical than I am when it comes to talking about case law and precedent and the Constitution and other things. You know who they are, so you go watch them if you want some really intellectual take on stuff. I'm a trial lawyer, so I'm used to talking to juries, and so I talk to you guys the way I would talk to a jury. If you need a appellate law explained to you and briefs explained to you, Andrea Burkhart's your girl. She's wicked smart. Ginger says, seriously, don't care about her hair color, care about the legal issues. Well, we're here to cover it, Ginger. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to your fellow people in the chat? Legal issues are going to be discussed, and I have I don't know how many videos now on this case, but you can go back and watch that if you want. Don't rage bait me today. I'm not into it. So what time does the 9 p.m. hearing start? Well, it starts whenever the judge feels like coming on the bench. 9 a.m., not 9 p.m. No, we have too much fun. Thank you, Sarah. Says we can care about both. We care about her hair color while we're waiting to talk about the legal stuff. Exactly. No, I'm not a cupcake. Can't make everybody happy.
Just go right in. Any seat you want
And just send someone in the court and say, go ahead, any seat you want. The woman just walked in and sat behind the O'Keefe's.
Yeah, Dave, why don't you hold the door?
Yeah.
To make an account says, hope that delay means the judge listened to the recording 3 times and determined Diller was lying. Oh, is that Gretchen Voss? Wait a second. Is that Gretchen Voss sitting behind the O'Keefes? I don't know. It kind of looks like her with longer hair. Is it Gretchen? All right, now more people are coming into the courtroom. Public.
Slide down, sir. Sir, slide down.
Slide down, sir. Slide down. That is Gretchen Voss from, is she from Boston Magazine? She's a reporter from, I think, Boston Magazine who did an expose on Karen. It was supposed to be a friendly, I think it was supposed to be a friendly article. And then she went out to dinner with Kate Peter and all that changed. That's Gretchen Voss in the white puffy jacket and the blonde ponytail. Karen's got a lot of support on her side. Her side is full. Is that Peter Murphy? It was Peter Murphy that they told to slide down. Is that him in the checked shirt? We love Peter Murphy here. Any other members of the press, they said?
Yep.
Oh, he's smiling at us. Hi, Peter Murphy. In my intro, you see a picture of Peter Murphy and I. He's holding a sign that says Justice for John O'Keefe. Yeah, that was kind of bizarre, right? I'll allow it. All the awesome boots on the ground people, says James. They're an awesome group. Peter's been in there since day one. Day one. Anita Sandwich. That's a great username. Well done, Snark Tank. Thank you, James, for gifting 5 memberships. You're amazing. Oh, thank you, Desiderata, for buying me a matcha latte. I appreciate you so much, tuning in all the way from Canada. David Reese has been here for 21 months. I did. Yeah, today, Satan. Says it's turning into a whole other episode. I love you with all of my heart, too. Hammer said, thanks for covering this case today. There's no one I trust more to explain this cell phone nonsense to me. The persecution just continues. Cupcakes rule, YouTube. Woo! Good morning, Cupcakes for Justice. Thanks for your super chat. And your kitty is very cute. Karen's side is full. There's not a seat left. If anybody else comes in, they're going to have to sit on the O'Keefe side because the O'Keefe side has a couple benches that look a little bit more empty. See you, Buff's moms. Go Buff says, well, if it's from the internet, it must be true. Bringing back memories of the previous trials. Thanks, Claire Elizabeth, for being here for 17 months. Yeah, you know, kind of feel. Remember what that was like every morning? Every morning we covered that trial. Every morning for, I don't know, 30 days for each, plus verdict watch. I mean, we were so invested, and every day it like felt good to get up and get on here, come over here and get into the studio and talk about this trial all day long, every day, twice. And there are people that support Karen that are now sitting behind the O'Keefes and waving to Karen. So,
ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that everyone turn their cell phones off and put them away. There's no electronics allowed in the courtroom. So cell phones, laptops, all stowed away. Everyone's clear on that? Thank you.
please turn them off. If they're not off, turn them off. If it goes off, you'll be asked to leave.
I'm not taking anything today. Thanks, Peachy Tree. Don't be a lurker. I love that you're participating.
I still muted it though.
Thank you for being interested in the cases that I cover. Strange Credulity, thanks for your 10. Says, reminds you of the J. Hatch lawyers from the Take Care of Maya trial, ripping legal takes right from Reddit. Yep, remember that? Us bus stop people are dumbfounded. Yeah, Strange Credulity. That's where we got it, Strange Credulity from as well. And your name is from the Maya trial. Wow. That was a long time ago. Nobody puts Peter Murphy in a corner, says Donkey's Noggin. You guys are called the Snark Tank for a reason.
What? All right.
Let me know if the volume is okay for you.
Hey. All persons have any due before this honorable justice. Judge Gildea. Now sitting in the county of Plymouth. Remain before the Commonwealth. Draw near. Give your attendance. You shall be heard. Now I say the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This honorable court is now in session.
God save us from the Commonwealth, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Please.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, March 6th, 2026. This is the Civil D session at Plymouth Superior Court before the Honorable Justice Marc Gildea. Your Honor, the matter before the court is civil action number 2483 CV 00692. Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus C&C Hospitality LLC, doing business as C&F McCarthy's et al. Counsel, if you could please state your name for the record, we can start with the plaintiffs.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Marc Diller on behalf of the plaintiffs.
Morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Dan Buck on behalf of the plaintiffs.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Aaron Rosenberg on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Arthur Maravellis on behalf of Karen Reed.
Morning. Morning to everyone else that's here in the gallery. I'd remind those in the gallery to keep in mind the instructions that the court officer gave you a little while ago. Before we get started, can I talk to counsel at the side of the bench, please?
We've never really seen Judge Gildea. I'm going to have to mute that for a moment. Up close. We've never seen a close-up on Judge Gildea because he's always, when he's on the Zoom, he's on the bench, but they shoot him from a camera that is so far away that we never get to see him. He's a very distinguished-looking gentleman, I would say. The Honorable Judge Gildea. Because I forgot his first name. Is it Marc Gildea? I think it's Mark. MK Murphy says, I see the most loyal and honest boots on the ground there. Scott McGinnis, truly a soldier. Oh, 100%. Scott McGinnis is always in the chat here. Always. Mastad is here. He says, very nice judge and top notch. Mastad. Originally from Long Island. Been in Massachusetts for a very long time. Knows everything procedure about Massachusetts. So if you have a question, if he's around, he'll answer it for you. Probably better than I can because I am not an expert in Massachusetts procedure by any means because it's way different than New York. There's almost 9,000 of you here. So, you know, it'd be really awesome is if you would all hit the like button. That'd be so great. Only takes a moment. It's free. Also subscribe while you're here. It's free. I mean, the courtroom's full. There's not a seat left. There's not a seat available. Wait a second. Judge Gildea's brother was in all the Farrelly movies? Says the real Barney Pelty. That's interesting. A lot of men behind Karen, yep. Scott is everywhere. There he is right there. Thanks, Lake Tashmu, for becoming a new member. Diller's desperate attempt to parachute out, says Trial Addict 22. Soap API says, I can't watch court without my emotional support, Mel. I'll allow it. Boy, that sleep machine that they have in there is kind of annoying. Not that, Carrie says, the Medina case is heartbreaking. Does not refer Hank in my eyes. I'm not sure if you meant to say something else. Becky says, is that, I don't know. I don't want to out anybody's young family members, so I'm not sure. Love all the support for Karen, says better with the Irish. Thanks for being here for 15 months. Desiderata says, judge is late. He's not sir, as you are what he's reading. Well done, Desiderata. Live placidly among the noise and haste. And remember what peace there may be in silence. One of my favorite poems ever. And I read it one day on the air. And you changed your name. Skybell says 15 months and you're great, Melanie. Thanks. Oh, you're the greatest. Thank you. Debbie Johnson became a member. Welcome. Hope everyone in the courtroom showered today because they're sitting awfully close together. Soap says, I guess civil courtrooms need the normal table layout because otherwise who gets to sit attached to mommy's bench? Prosecutors only in Massachusetts, right? Thanks for your super chat and for tuning in from down under. What do you think they're talking about? Tripoli Bob, any chance this is the setup to get Aiden? Karen Reed team says it was illegal recording here and then the Commonwealth has cause to arrest him. I don't know. I'd have to think about that, but I don't think so. I've heard the reverse also, that it's a setup. I can't even keep track of all the double agents, all the undercovers, all the plants, all the moles, who's setting up who's on whose side, who pretends to be free Karen Reed but really isn't, who's anti-Karen Reed that is flipped now to free Karen Reed. For example, Grant Smith Ellis. I don't know what is going on in this upside down, inside out Narnia world, but I do know that I'm at the level of here right now. It's insane. But thanks for your 5. Donkey's Noggin says, if they're listening to the internet for evidence, how about looking into us saying Karen was framed? Thank you. Thanks for your 5. Crazy Cat Lady became a new member. Crazy Cat Lady said, Lucy should never have been charged, but Justin? I mean, it's on film. Lucy Medina's husband also, when he was taken to the hospital, said that he self-inflicted the wounds on him, that he inflicted the wounds on himself. The amount of money the Commonwealth wastes on cases that should never have been brought is mind-numbing. And if you live there and you're a taxpayer, you should be outraged. Thank you, MJ, for being here for 10 months and for thanking me and thanking you for watching. On top says, if you can't hack it, grab it. If you can't hack it, grab your jacket. All right. Marcy's Lies, thanks for your super sticker. Do you guys think Adam Deitch is going to win the DA's race in Norfolk County? And do you think if he does win, that something will be done about further investigation into the murder of John O'Keefe? Corrupt in Mass says 20 months of having you as my in-ear coworker. Okay, how many of you? Thank you, Corrupt in Massachusetts, and for being here for 20 months, because that is a commitment. How many of you in the chat are right now at work and you're supposed to be working, but you have your earbuds in listening to us, listening to me? Put a 1 in the chat if that is you. Sorry, I can't stand the sleep machine. Debbie Johnson loves my passion. Thank you, Debbie, for being here for 8 months. I love you back even more. Look at how many of you are supposed to be working. I won't tell. You know, it's a really great idea because some people do this. They get their boss interested in the show too. And so then they can't get in trouble for watching because their boss is also watching, or they put it on the big TV in, wherever they are. Sometimes it's a hair salon. Owners of hair salons put me on the TV, nail salons. And so the fact that I don't use foul language most of the time is out of courtesy to all of the nurses, right? All the nurses that are in the hospital at Mass General that are watching on one of their monitors with the sound up. I see you. Dentist's office, I see you. You guys are awesome. Terry Seuss is doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Melanie. Well, you guys are doing it too because you're interested in it and you shout loudly about it and you're as outraged by injustice as I am. I love that we've found each other. Thank you for being here for 6 months. Long live Turtle Boy, says Jennifer Mitchell. Thank you. Is he in court today for something? I kind of heard that in passing, but I didn't know if it was people starting rumors or if it's really true. Valerie Michelle became a new member. Oh, look at all this gifting. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Zeta Zay gifted 5 memberships. You're amazing. Christina gifted 5 memberships. You're amazing. Proctor Got Waffled gifted a membership. You guys are so amazing and kind and generous. And welcome to all the new members who were so randomly gifted by YouTube and generously gifted by other cupcakes. Oy. Look at all the ones in the chat. You guys are all supposed to be working, but you know what I love is that I can help you get through your workday in a more fun way. Those of you that I've kept company on long road trips, and I have a lot of 18-wheeler viewers and listeners because they can't watch the screen, which is why I narrate a lot of the time because I don't want you, driving. You need to drive safely in your 18-wheeler. And the many of you on road trips, a lot of mail carriers in the chat, right? A lot of mail carriers, UPS and Amazon drivers. Decline says, thanks for always coming through for us. Love you. Now I love you more. Not as much as I love you. Shout out to the mail carriers, the 18-wheelers, the nurses, the stylists, hairdressers, nail techs. I don't know why such a long sidebar. Thanks, Decline, for your 10. Bridget says, could that be the... Oh, I don't know. I don't know, sweetie. But if it is, I don't want anybody to know about it. These people are ruthless. They come for children. Not that, Carrie. Meant to say redeem Hank. Oh, so you're saying you don't think that the trial is going to redeem Hank? Listen, I think he's much better as a defense attorney than he was as a persecutor. I think that's his wheelhouse. And I think that he has shown real empathy for Lucy Medina. Like his opening, I could feel the emotion, and I don't think he was faking it. And a lot of people are like, he's a scumbag. I'm never going to like him no matter what he does. But I don't know. I think I'm turning. Hi, that girl. That girl T is here. I love you with all my heart too. Thanks for being here for 13 months. And Kai is here. I work from home and you keep me company every day. I love you with all my heart. Oh, I love that too. Thanks for being here for 10 months. Alternate juror, 16 months on the job. Says, thanks for covering the more eye-opening cases. Thank you guys for coming in here today for your Corey Richards alternative stream. Well, Sleep Machine seems to have... It's not as loud right now. Thanks, alternate juror. Virtual juror is here. It says, shh, don't tell my boss. Doing everything at sidebar so we don't see, says Emily. Well, it's something that is more the judge is going to be like, okay, Mr. Diller, I just want to let you know what's going to happen next. The court officer is going to be handcuffing you. We're holding you in contempt and we're taking you down to the holding cell. I don't know. Is there a holding cell in the courtroom? I mean, in the courthouse in Plymouth? Most courthouses do have holding cells downstairs. What trial was it that we were covering where it was in Massachusetts? Was it in like one of the district courts where you could hear prisoners screaming? It sounded like a mental hospital. Like you could hear, I think it was during, correct me if I'm wrong, Aidan Carney's trial that we watched, the one that Cosgrove was trying against Bradle. And Cosgrove jumped out and said, surprise, when Meredith was on the stand. Right? Was that it? I thought it was his trial. The trial with Cosgrove, right? And Meredith was on the stand and he was like, surprise. It was crazy. Thanks, T-Bill60, for becoming a member. And Marie became a member. Welcome. I think you're going to like it here. Thank you, Surf, for your $20 super sticker. I appreciate you so much. There's always a coffer. There's always one. There's always at least one coffer. I wonder if Gretchen Voss is going to be writing about this today. Or I wonder if she's got a long-term projects in the works, like she's writing a book. Would be interesting, right? I think she was getting threatened. I think she was getting threatened because I remember during one of the trials? During Karen's trial, didn't she file an affidavit that she was being threatened? I can't remember in what context that came in, Gretchen Voss. Just Chrissy the Crone says, it is MS Awareness Month, support for Karen and all with MS. Thank you, Chrissy. I didn't know. Melissa says, Peter Murphy's looking sharp today. When he watches the replay, he's going to see that, Melissa. Not only is he looking sharp today, but he really is passionate about what he does. And he's really, he retired as a Canton sergeant. Canton PD after I think 30 years with Canton PD or close to 30 years with Canton PD, and he's a good cop. Nobody hates a bad cop more than a good cop. And he still goes to the Canton Select Board meetings even though he doesn't live in Canton anymore because he's still personally offended about what's going on there. He's a good guy. Thanks, Jonas, for your Venmo. He says, for the Karen Reed streaming and for being a New York Ranger fan. Thanks, Jonas. Why do they suck so badly this year? Oh, thank you so much, Catherine, for your Venmo. She says, just a small thank you for the best channel. A couple more people joining the Yuki family in the front row. All right, I think they're coming back to their tables.
All right.
That was media coming in. Like, share, subscribe. Well, the judges left the bench. Mr. Diller is collecting his things. And, I don't know what is going on. Well, he collected some of his things, and some of the other things are still left on defense and plaintiffs' tables, like laptops. So maybe they were told to go outside and work it out. Since nobody's going to tell us, we can speculate what's happening. Wrong answers only. Ready, set, go. You're called the snark tank for a reason. They might have been told to go outside and meet and confer and resolve things on their own. Because I say this all the time. It is always better when attorneys stipulate to things because you don't want a judge deciding, for example, in a divorce. It's always better if the parties can agree on terms because you don't want a judge who doesn't know you deciding your family's financial future, in my opinion. Karen went with the attorneys. They could just have been told to go outside and agree on something, meet and confer. Meet and confer. They're arm wrestling for it. V. Oakley says, go into their cars to get boxing gloves. AJ to Diller, tell them everything. Right. Print that. Print that. Carol says they gave Karen the deed to Massachusetts and called it good. Mama Claire said they went to go get a drink together until they could get along. Right, it's 9:45 a.m., so hopefully it's Bloody Marys and mimosas. Toby Mama says they're having a mud fight to sort it out. David says, the judge said I need a coffee. What's happening? Well, the attorneys went out of the room with some of their things, some of their belongings, after a pretty long sidebar. Jane says, breakfast burrito, not agreeing with the judge's stomach. I mean, I wish this was true, but I don't think so, because Adele says they're offering a cash settlement to Karen to go away. That would be the first time ever that a plaintiff paid a defendant. Oh, please. Oh, Eileen, I think this might be the winner. Eileen says they sent Marc Diller to the nurse's office for a hearing test. Somebody said they were told there's donuts in their cars. Well, there is an ice storm today. Isn't that the family tradition to leave donuts and a box of Joe in someone's car? You guys are funny. This is random said, we don't talk about Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club. Right. Jennifer said Alan flew in for a sidebar. Probably had to take the red eye too, right, Jennifer? Semantic says they're performing earwax removal on Diller. I mean, come on. This is not just legal analysis. It's legal analysis with a side of snark. No, they were ordered to go outside. Laura says the judge ordered them to Fight Club it out. My money's on Jackson. And look at the packed the courtroom is. I mean, granted, it's only 3 pews on each side, but I don't think there's a couple seats there in the back row behind the O'Keefe's, but Pro Richardson says they're negotiating how bad Jackson gets to kick their asses. River Life says rock, paper, scissors, best 3 out of 5. Lorna says the judge is listening to audio in chambers. I mean, that could actually be true, but why would the attorneys then all leave the room? And they left through the main entrance. If they were going to go back to chambers with the judge, they would. I think there's a door in the back behind his bench. And they would go. Melissa said, AJ forgot his special bracelet and he needed to go get it. Amy Adams says they're looking for Hank to join them. Wouldn't that be a very interesting plot twist? Hank Brent joins the defense team after watching his performance for Lucy Medina. Wow. That would be a plot twist no one expected. I love sarcasm says, Mr. Jackson, please go outside and school Diller before we embarrass him on the internet. Emily C., are you watching? Because you're going to have a lot of material after today. Maybe you could start on Diller's diary. Or maybe you already did. Yeah, they took Karen with them. No, it's not over. We're waiting to see what happened. We're waiting to see. I think they went outside to... we're trying to figure out what they're doing. The O'Keefe's did not go. The O'Keefe's are still in the courtroom. Paul and Erin, anyway. Peggy, I did not see there today. Diva says, lawyer versus lawyer, MMA fight in the parking lot. The ice cream truck is outside and they went to get ice cream. Excellent, Amy. There's an ice storm up there today. We were watching the news a little bit before this while we were waiting for this to come on, and a lot of school delays today because of the ice storm. But maybe the FBI ice cream truck is outside. You never know. Uncle Fredo says Diller said he had a bunch of ham sandwiches to share. Maybe they're having a dance off. Well done, Jax. No, the O'Keefes didn't go out. T. The O'Keefes didn't go out, just Karen. But Karen's back now. Here she is over here. If you haven't seen, she's got a beautiful new hair color. Karen's back. Back again. Judge, this could have been an email, says Astro Stephanie. That would be a great idea, right, Sherilyn? Group smoke break past the peace pipe. There's some wrestling. Yeah, maybe. It sounds like. I think a lot of the people who came in to support Karen Reed were forced to sit on the O'Keefe side because there was no more seats left. Thank you, Mackenzie. Says that is not John's niece next to Erin. Just FYI. Thank you, Mackenzie. A lot of people have been wondering. And now the camera is on the ceiling. Kyla, thank you for your memo. She says, here's something funny. My oldest is named Canton. Rarely heard it anywhere. However, heard it on the daily over the last 4 years. That's crazy. All right. Well, now the camera's on the ceiling and it's muted. Oh, just another day in Karen Reed land. Just another day. Karen was with them initially, but I don't know what's happening now. I have to go outside and see if it's snowing. Do you think they shoveled the apron, Little Red? Do you think anyone's shoveled the apron? Peggy's going to be late because Carrie is doing her hair. Well done, Amanda. Mind of Crime said Diller has had to put out his pants on fire. Well done. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys are very funny. Calling each other out in the parking lot. They've got more taillight pieces in the driveway, says Joy. Good morning. I don't know. This is interesting. Yeah, we have no idea what's happening. Is anybody tweeting from the courtroom? Rhonda says, I hope AJ lets Diller have it today. Kazi's Thesaurus is here and says, I'm listening to you as I CNC machine. Gen X 1968, 95% of the time I watch you while working at home. I love that. Virtual Jurist, thanks for your 5. How many bailiffs does it take to contain a civil case? Asking for all my cupcake friends. Thanks for being here, Mel. Thank you for your 5. Diane, welcome. Johnny, 6 more weeks, Florida, before I head back to the Northeast. Good for you. Good for you. The weather up here stinks. It's so cold. Thanks for being here for 17 months. To make an account says, Judge to Mr. Diller, stop this shenanigans. This needs to stop. It needs to stop. Thanks, Brenda Dog, for gifting 10 memberships. You're awesome. A lot of new members today. Enjoy your special emojis. Enjoy your special emojis. Many of them made for this trial. Smooth as butter. Remember that one for Alan Jackson? What, if any? Wait for us. The rubber duck. Nope. We are outraged. Thank you, Friend of Dog, for gifting 10 memberships. You're awesome. Melisa, thanks for tuning in for Down Under, and thank you for your very generous super chat. Hi, Mel, as always. Thanks for your amazing company, coverage, and analysis. Watching you yesterday, hubby asked, "What's Melanie saying today?" My 8-year-old overheard and said, "Be cool, be kind, be classy. You know you can." That's awesome. Cossie Thesaurus says, Diller is calling Bev for a bailout. Hazelnut said, "I'm a lurker, but I'm always here. I love you out." Oh, thanks for being here for 20 months. You can dip your toe into the waters of the chat. It's friendly here, and the mods are on it. Let me tell you what. Jazia says Alessi's set up a boxing ring outside and is waiting for Diller. Could be. Thanks for your super chat, sweetie. Epic. Is it me? Thank you. I'm not going to read that out loud because your opinions are your own. Thank you so much for your 5. Hashtag Chloe the dog didn't kill herself. Thank you, Bruce Wayne, for your deuce. Beans the pug, thanks for your 10. Hi, Melanie. I'm switching careers and about to start a paralegal program, in part thanks to you. Oh, that's amazing. Good for you. Also, I turned 40 yesterday. Any words of comfort? Well, that was a long time ago for me, but 40 is the new 30. Enjoy every minute of it. Thanks for all the hard work you do for us, cupcakes. And it's never too late to pivot to a new career. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Well done. Night 1A said night to the First Amendment. I get it. They're on a scavenger hunt for Diller's integrity. Oh, that is a good one. That's a good one. Thanks for your deuce. We're waiting. We don't know what happened. They had a sidebar. Judge left the bench. The attorneys left the room for a moment. Karen's in there. The courtroom's packed. Mary says the judge told them he was being replaced by Judge Cannoni. The lawyers left. Well done, Mary. This is wrong answers only. So what you're seeing right now is not the truth. It's not offered for the truth of the matter asserted. It is offered for the purposes of comedy and snark only. Don't go spreading rumors that Melanie said that Judge Cannoni is now assigned to this case, okay? Oh, the mediator room is right outside the courtroom. Do you think they went to mediation? I don't know. What are they going to mediate about? Oh, please. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks, Cal. Apparently, you guys remember the Sean Sousa case that we were covering in Bristol? Sean Sousa was the former Dartmouth cop who was convicted of graping his very young stepdaughter, who was like 8, for a couple of years, and essaying another 15-year-old friend of the family. I'll come back to this, brass. And what had happened was he was convicted by a jury. The judge down there in Bristol sentenced him. And then the judge reversed herself and said, "You know what? I think he deserves a new trial." I don't think it was a fair trial because Baca was escorting the girls in and out of the courtroom all day, every day, and that was prejudicial to the jury. Remember, Baca is Bikers Against Child Abuse. It's an amazing organization, and they go to court and they support, girls, women who need to testify against their abusers. And the judge just overturned the verdict and let him quietly out of jail. The Bristol County DA is appealing. I don't know if their briefs have been filed yet, because I remember they got an extension on their briefs. And what I was just told is that Kevin Reddington, who represented Sean Sousa, has withdrawn as his attorney. That's interesting. I wonder why. The things you know. That's a horrific case. And the DA is the one appealing that one. Brass says the blonde who entered late and was just showing the phone to Erin O'Keefe was Christina Rex, who would be off screen now. to the left of Gretchen. Really? Thanks, Brass. I didn't recognize her. Thanks, Gigi, for gifting 5 memberships. You're always so kind and generous. I mean, we're on real time. Was the camera person told not to photograph the people that are sitting in the gallery? Maybe. Thanks, Gigi. Cher says we're in timeout for having too much fun. Thanks for 5. Crime Trial Addict says 6 more weeks and Mel will be on her. Yeah, not yacht today, Satan. Yada, yada, yada. Man, these people are nuts. You want to talk about whack jobs? Hold on. Hold, please. Here's Kev from South Boston. Says, please tell court I just got here and ask to start over. You haven't missed a thing. You haven't missed a thing. Because they've done nothing. They came in, judge took the bench, they had a sidebar, judge left, attorneys went out with some of their belongings, and they're outside, I don't know, duking it out. Soap says Diller got an ultimatum. Karen gets to give him what that means, or sanctions. I don't know. If it's dirty, I can't put that up there. But thanks for tuning in from down under. 20th Century Foxy says, the lawyer I work for likes Gildea. Very fair. Thank you. I've heard that from a lot of locals, a lot of local attorneys. Thanks for being here for 18 months and for sharing your lawyer's opinion. Dumpster Fire Show says Ajax is out in the hall cleaning their clocks. Right. And he's like, how much are you going to Venmo me for my red eye flight and for your sanctions and for my attorney's fees? Here's my Venmo. Lady Wag says, over Christmas, I discovered my cousin was freeing Karen with us cupcakes. We now have a different niche relationship. I've turned her on to Kelsey. Hey, Jules Burf. Love you, big. K-Wags. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for your 10. And also, it's like hard when you're so invested in a trial like this or in the case of Karen Reed and nobody else in your family is. Lucky I do have a sibling who's been following it with me since the beginning. And we debrief. But it's hard if you don't have anybody to talk to. You have to come on here and talk to all your friends in the chat because they get it. Gigi, what in the world did I miss? Nothing, girl, nothing. Sidebar, everybody went out. The attorneys went out. Karen's in the courtroom. Her parents are in the courtroom. Paul O'Keefe is there. Aaron O'Keefe is there. The courtroom is packed with supporters for Karen and a couple of media. And now the camera's on the ceiling with no fan to focus on. And we're waiting for everyone to come back. We don't know what's happening. We just don't. So you didn't miss a thing is what I'm telling you. Jojo, judge took a thumb drive to listen to. That could be. Not a House defendant says, judge said you lack discipline. Well, you're mine now. Grow up and fix it. And Lawden's in Order says, I love your coverage of Karen Reed and others. Thank you so much. Well, while we're here, since we haven't read the papers that were filed by Marc Diller yesterday and then Karen Reed's team yesterday, I suppose I can read them to you without putting them up. We got the fan cover. We have a fan emoji. Isn't that crazy? Everyone was told that if they wanted to if they wanted to file any further replies or sur replies, that they had to be done by yesterday at noon. And so both sides did. Well, I might as well put this up on the screen for you because there's some. Well, when I get to the emoji, and when I get to the screenshots, I will. So this was filed yesterday. Everything was due by noon. It was filed, I believe, at like 11:30 by Marc Diller. And this is part of what they're arguing about today. I suppose they're also going to argue about the reply all email that that Karen's team wants returned to them, and Marc Diller refused to return it to them. A reply all is a bitch, isn't it? So this is plaintiff's reply to Karen Reed's sir reply. So it's like a sir reply, and then the one that Alan Jackson filed is like a sir reply. Now Alan Jackson, but her team. Oops. Oh, please. And this would be paper number 87, filed yesterday around 11:30 in the a.m. This dispute and this is by Marc Diller. This dispute arises out of a discovery motion where plaintiffs seek the preservation and production of non-privileged, discoverable, electronically stored information on Karen Reed's 2 cell phones in the custody of the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. Plaintiffs attempted to convene several Rule 9C conferences to discuss a protocol for preserving and producing the relevant evidence. That is what they call the meet and confer conference that I talked about earlier, I believe. Rather than respond to plaintiff's proposal after the court issued a temporary order, defending Karen Reed and her counsel levied 2 specious allegations against plaintiff's counsel, Marc with a C. Diller, in a public filing. First, Reed alleges plaintiff's counsel fabricated evidence, falsifying the content of a recording to the court. Second, Reed alleges that counsel's conduct violates Massachusetts general law, the Wiretap statute. Nothing's happening yet. We're waiting for them to come back in the courtroom. There's been a sidebar, and we've heard nothing other than a hello. Plaintiff's counsel rejects both allegations. Indeed, all right, why did they just cut off their camera? Hello? Were they told to cut off their camera? Are they just taking a pregnant pause? What channel do I have on here? NBC 10? Oh, hold please. If anybody hears from anybody with their boots on the ground and they know what's happening there, let me know. Maybe they were told to turn the camera off for a minute. Can't quit now. Oh, please. Well, everyone has the same stream because they've got this live view thing on Boston 25 as well. So we're just going to sit and wait. I always thought lawyers should be called waiters because you spend so much time waiting in court that much of the day is wasted. But I suppose just for a change of, well, I guess we know that it's, so this is what Boston 25 has up. Just for a change of view. Maybe it's in sleep mode, yeah. I think we're all going to fall asleep. Everyone keep drinking your coffee. It's the shank of the morning, Letter Rose by Bettero. It's the shank of the morning. Somebody must have just started the stream. It's so funny when people are really behind in the stream and then they're in the chat because they're talking about something we talked about so long ago. And they said, O'Keefe, not O'Neill. I know I corrected myself. Paul O'Neill was a Yankee. Oh. So they
never had to say a word. You just
all right. So they just cut their feed off over there on Boston 25. What's happening here? They've still got it up. I mean, we were promised an explosive hearing today. So we're going to just stay right here until they come back into the courtroom. All right. So they're saying, second, Reed alleges that counsel's conduct violates the Wiretap statute. Plaintiff's counsel rejects both allegations. Indeed, defense counsel's baseless accusations aim solely to divert the court's attention from the central issue of preservation and do nothing to undermine the validity of plaintiff's request. Everyone hit the like button. The critical part of the audio remains undisputed. Reed unambiguously, in a frantic state, says, quote, "Do you have any clue what's on the phone that they took?" The intent of the instant motion is to preserve evidence reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence, her phones. Boston 25 cut their feed. This is Boston 10. First, Reed's suggestion that plaintiff's counsel tried to mislead the court on the preceding parts of the quote is patently untrue. The audio, which was included as an exhibit for the court's own review, was provided in an unaltered format and is anything but unambiguous. Indeed, this is really funny. Listen, and this is a trust me, bro, because I don't want to keep flipping the screens. Indeed, prior to the filing of this motion, other people heard the same audio available to the public online and interpreted it the same way that Diller did. See Exhibit 1. Other people on the internet heard it the same way. So it must be true, Judge. The contention that the words were a effing gen is an illogical phrase. It's illogical for her to say, "You got me in the mud with Tully again, effing gen." I don't know what's illogical about that, because Tully clearly has it out for Karen Reed. Based on his listening to the same audio available online and provided to the court, plaintiff's counsel believed that he heard, "I'm dead. I'm effing dead." See Exhibit 2, affidavit of Marc Diller. Even Reed's memo in opposition to the emergency motion filed February 25th did not dispute plaintiff's interpretation. Nor did defendant raise any concerns about the quotation in her March 1st emergency motion for a hearing. Not until the court ordered preservation did defendant Reed launch these collateral attacks. Well, here's the thing. There already has been a preservation order issued in this case, and it is also common law basics that your attorney would tell you not to destroy any information that could potentially be evidence. And I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but the preservation order in this case was issued sometime, I think, I want to say August 2025, something like that. I don't know why that rings a bell to me. Conspicuously absent from the surreply is an affidavit from Miss Reed. You really, really want an affidavit from Miss Reed because she hasn't sworn to anything yet. She didn't testify in either of her two trials. And she hasn't signed any affidavits with regard to anything. Regardless of one's interpretation of the introductory words in dispute, the substance of the quote remains unchanged. Ms. Reed is concerned about authorities obtaining access to her phones because of, quote, what's on the phone they took, end quote. Diller provided support for what he interpreted to be the quote, and there's no basis to levy a claim against Mr. Diller that he fabricated evidence or intended to mislead the court. Moreover, even without considering the recording, plaintiffs have supplied the court with ample support demonstrating immediate and irreparable harm if Reed's phones are returned before their contents are preserved through a typical forensic extraction and imaging. Second, Reed's counsel accuses plaintiff's counsel of misuse of the audio without support by facts or law. Reed provides no proof nor affidavit that the call was obtained through interception nor knowledge by counsel. This audio was publicly available on the internet since fall of 2025. Oh, okay. Trust me, bro. It was publicly available on the internet since fall of 2025. So, it's definitely authentic. It definitely has metadata. It's definitely 100% accurate. And if it is, we definitely heard again, effing again, in my opinion. But back to the papers. Plaintiff's counsel did not direct Carney to record Reed and had nothing to do with recording the audio call. Like countless others who listened to and shared the recording, plaintiff's counsel obtained such recording on the internet. Wow. Wow. It is exactly like the Maya Kowalski case, in which the defense team, because in that case, the defense was the hospital, JHatch, pulled legal theories off of Reddit and actually used them in their motions. Right. Somebody said it was also widely known that it was recorded without Karen's consent, somebody said. Kathy says, see if the camera is plugged in. Diller probably pulled it out. And Rainy Day Girl says they've run out to lift up their windshield wipers. That's right. There's a big ice storm there today. It was Memory who said that. It was also widespread known that it was a recorded call without Karen's knowledge. Yeah. Is this real life? I don't know, Lauren. Is it? Sometimes it's hard to tell what's real, what's fake, whose side is who on. Are you real? Am I real? Are any of us real? Microdots has it clear as day, says Sherry. Kylie says 11,000 in chat. We're getting back up to Eris Tour numbers, Mel. Yeah, maybe. Everyone should hit the like button while we're here. Are you ready for it? Baby, let the games begin. Well, back to the papers. Taylor Swift quotes are always welcome here, as are Grateful Dead quotes and Dave Matthews quotes. He got it on the internet. So it must be true. Because the anti Karen Reed people that sent it to him, or maybe they didn't really send it to him. Maybe they just sent him the tweets. I don't know. Reed also provides no proof that she was recorded in a two-party consent state. No affidavit of Reed accompanies her filing, nor any criminal or civil complaint made against Carney regarding the recording. Are they baiting her to file a complaint against him? Are they baiting her to file an affidavit saying that it was an illegal? That it was an illegal recording? So that they can charge him with something again? Aiden said on my show that he did it, right? Whether it was recorded with her knowledge or consent or not, that remains unknown by Attorney Diller then and now. The law does not support the defendant's accusations. Indeed, to accuse Attorney Diller, an officer of the court, of knowingly violating the law in his filing with this court is outrageous, especially when our courts have held that nothing in the Wiretap statute bars the use of an illegally illegally obtained communication in a civil proceeding, and disclosure of same is protected by the litigation privilege. Well, Karen's team is going to clap back and say, well, it may be admissible in a civil action, but there have been attorneys who have been suspended for using it as against the rule of the Code of Professional Responsibility and the Code of Ethics. So take that. So Diller says, our courts have held that nothing in the Wiretap statute bars the use of an allegedly illegally obtained communication in a civil proceeding, and disclosure of same is protected by the litigation privilege. Finally, Ms. Reed's legal team's attempts to impugn Attorney Diller's name and to villainize him in this case and in the public is the epitome of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is in bold font. The Reed legal team itself is on record endorsing use of Carney's illegally recorded phone calls. Footnote 1. Footnote 1, they say, see Exhibit 4, excerpt from the ID docuseries. Footnote 1 says, as shown in this behind-the-scenes video of Reed's attorneys during her first criminal trial, Reed's counsel knows that Diller did nothing wrong here. Attorney Jackson in this docuseries recording acknowledges that, quote, from the very beginning, he was entitled to use an allegedly secret recording from Carney. Okay. I want to point out this recording was not made until September 2025, right? That was after Karen's second trial, not before her first trial. So what the hell is he saying? Is there a different recording that's referenced in the Discovery ID series? Does anybody know? So what are they talking about? Cameras are back up on Boston 25. Let's see. On their YouTube. Okay, thank you. Thanks, sweetie. And now we're back from outer space. All right. You know, I think in song lyrics. Wait, or is this from earlier today? Because now everyone else in the courtroom is gone. This looks like, I mean, it says it's live. Hold on. No, that they ended their stream.
In a row on the road, they only have a 1-point lead for the second wild card spot. Bees host the Capitals tomorrow afternoon. Spring training.
Please. Court wants a redo. That's earlier. Yeah, that's not right. So somebody just told me the cameras were back up on Boston 25, but I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing that they're still at they're still out. That was definitely from earlier. Okay, Boston 10 is back up. Allegedly. It says it's on real time. It's always an adventure. It's always an adventure. They're coming back in the courtroom. Thank you, baby. Thanks, Christine. We've got it up. So explain to me what they mean by saying, as shown in this behind-the-scenes video of Reed's attorneys during her first criminal trial, Reed's counsel knows that Diller did nothing wrong here. Attorney Jackson in this docuseries recording acknowledges that from the very beginning he was entitled to use an allegedly secret recording regarding what? What allegedly secret recording? You may be late. I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. You didn't miss a thing, sweetie. Sweet Southern honey, you didn't miss a thing. Everybody came in. They did a sidebar immediately, and then the lawyers went out. The courtroom is packed, and nothing has happened yet. So tell your friends. We're all here. We're all here. Oh, you think it was released in September but recorded earlier? Oh. Do you think it was recorded right after the phones were seized, like in January 2024? Because she says, you know, do you have any idea of what's on the phone that they took? So was it closer in time to that and just it was just released in September? I don't know. I'm so confused. Emily C says, Diller, do we need to do a lesson on consent? Just because you can use the Scanlon tape does not mean you can use any illegal recording you want. Yeah, were they referring to that, to the Scanlon? Was there a Scanlon? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's down. We're in the land of the lost. And so therefore, if you're a Gen Xer, you will know about the land of the lost. Emily probably doesn't. But they did do a remake of the land of the lost. But sometimes we put Chaka. See Chaka in the corner there? Chaka was the mascot from Land of the Lost because we're there. That's where we are. Every time we go to Massachusetts, we're in the Land of the Lost, right? David said, I also found out my niece followed the trial. Thanks, David. That's awesome. I love that. It's like you have to do it in secret until you know that somebody else is doing it too. Dumpster Fire Show says the judge sent Diller out to consider his future. I mean, do you think? I mean, here's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking, it's a good way to get off the case, right? I mean, if you really wanted to get off this case without like withdrawing, I hear somebody's cell phone going off in the courtroom, and that is not a good thing. Did you hear that too? Plaintiff's attorneys take everything on contingency, which means that they front all the expenses. They don't bill by the hour. They don't get paid until if and when there's a settlement or a collectible verdict. And so if Diller wanted to get off this case, maybe it would give him a reason to jump ship. I don't know, to parachute on out of there. Mama Deadhead says, I talked to my husband. Everything he has learned has been against his will. I just bought a dry erase board to go extra feral in my home covers. That's great. I was always thinking we should get out like a board on the wall with like yarn and thumbtacks, or push pins connecting people by different colors string. I mean, I love that. On the old Law and Orders, they used to do that. That's hilarious, Mama Deadhead. Keep on keeping on, girl. Miss Debate says, have a coffee on me. YouTube's answer to Faye Dunaway. Oh, thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Tuning in from across the pond. Okay, I think there's a truck outside my house, but I'm also, I think in my headphones, hearing a phone ringing. Do you hear it? Or is like the driver outside having a phone ringing? Do you hear it? There isn't enough string for this case. Gigi's got my back. And she says, I love you. I loved hearing you. You were laughing when I finally logged on. I needed that today. We all need that. Black Peter going in with a hot 10. News broke that the Hibernians asked Karen Reed to be the Colleen in this year's St. Patrick's Day parade. And all hell broke loose. Well done. Well done. The Hibernians asked Karen Reed to be the Colleen in this year's St. Patrick's Day parade. And all hell broke loose. Oh, St. Patrick's Day is coming soon. It's my favorite holiday. It is my favorite holiday. It's always been my favorite holiday. You can't hear the phone? Is it just me? Because I have earbuds in? That's a funny one. Bailey. And they've asked her to march. That's the princess right next to Michael Marcy. That would be even funnier. Bailey says, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, weighing in at 180 pounds, Alan F.A.F.O. Jackson. In the blue corner, weighing in at 120 pounds, Double Dog Dare You Diller. Well done, Bailey. Thanks for your time and for keeping me laughing. Joy Schmehar is here and says, Melanie, we can all pitch in and rent a small yacht, take it from Long Island to Fire Island and rename it Block Island. With not Yacht Today Satan shirts. Yacht Today, Joy, right? That'll be fun. That would be fun. But if we want to go from Long Island to Fire Island, we could just jump on the ferry. We wouldn't even have to rent a yacht.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joy, for your time. You're hilarious. The Stay Hot podcast is here and became a member. Awesome. I'm hearing voices in the courtroom. Dolly says, Karen is always so classy like you, Melanie. Thank you, Dolly. Did you hear Yanni or Laurel? Okay, we're back. Thanks for you too.
Your Honor,
Counsel.
It's not making me to boost. I think it's already boosted. Maybe not. It's not. For the love of it. Traveling Mary, may Tiny Jesus watch over you. Tiny Jesus is here. Once you have one of these, everything turns around. The back of the sidebar again. The back of the sidebar. I feel like Groundhog Day. I feel like this is Groundhog Day. Allie in Texas says that the recording was made in late July of 2025. Okay. Oh, Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy became a member. Woo woo. Thanks. Thanks, Turtle Boy. Godspeed if you're in court today. Sweet Southern Honey became a member. Welcome. Believe in Truth says, thanks for all you do. Thank you for believing in me for 4 months. And Melissa says, been with you since the Maya trial. So it's been a lot longer, Melissa, than 18 months. Strange credulity that we're still doing this. Sugar Magnolia, thanks for your 5. Blossoms blooming. Head's all empty and I don't care. Yep, it's the sleep machine still. Angie says, I feel at home. Mel, when I'm here, loving all the cupcakes. I mean, you guys are out there. You guys are doing it. You showed up for Edric Foss's trial in Georgia, where we watched a modern day lynching, a real life To Kill a Mockingbird. If you didn't watch that trial, you can catch up on it. I have a playlist. That was horrific. And Corey Richins is taking up everybody's time. So not a lot of people watched it because Corey Richins was happening at the same time. Thank you. And thanks, Sugar Magnolia, for your 5 and for your another super sticker deuce. And stand with Mel. Thank you for your 20. Says, as a Gen Xer, we used to record conversations all the time when you would pick up the phone as the caller was leaving a message on the answering machine, and the whole conversation ended up being recorded. Those were the days. Do you remember having a phone with a really, really long cord on it in the kitchen? It was probably avocado in color, that phone on your wall. Maybe it was like mustard color, but it had a really, really long cord on it so that you could take it all the way to the basement steps and close the door to talk to your boyfriend on the phone. And it was before the days of call waiting, and people would get a busy signal. Okay, they came back to their chairs, and then they went back to the bench. It's like musical chairs. And then your sister or your brother or somebody be yelling at you, get off the phone. I'm waiting for a call. Get off the phone. I got to make a call. Tell me what color your phone was with the cord on it. All right, he's back. This is Judge Mark, the Honorable Marc Gildea. Thank you. I stand with Mel for your 20.
So the parties have consulted, and I understand there's a consensus moving forward, hopefully. So Attorney Diller, why don't you set forth what's been agreed to?
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to meet and confer. The parties have met and conferred. The agreement that we have in place is the plaintiffs are going to withdraw the current motion that's sitting before this court. The parties have agreed to act in an expedited fashion towards either reaching a stipulation or some agreement as to how to deal with the issue for the phones on or before the date that they get released back into the custody of Karen Reed. And we have agreed that we will continue to work in good faith towards that end. I also want to acknowledge to this court and to Ms. Reed that I was mistaken when I interpreted her words to say, I'm dead, I'm effing dead.
Get up there and make a public apology, Diller, or we're going to ruin your career. Wow. How often do you see that? A public apology. And that was I said they were probably going to meet and confer because they didn't want to embarrass him. And part of that meet and confer agreement was that he had to make a public apology. Hold on, because it was worth waiting for. It was worth waiting for, wasn't it? Not today, Satan. Yacht today, Satan. I'm sure he did this under duress. This was Alan Jackson was like, I flew here. I took a red eye for this. And now I'm here for all of 10 minutes. You're wasting my time. You're wasting everyone's time. You're a liar. Get up and admit it. Here you go. You got to hear this again. Okay. He's withdrawing his motion for the temporary restraining order to get Karen's phones. They're going to agree what to do with Karen's phones on or before they're released to her, because they're going to be released to her, I think, by Doolin. And this is what you call eating crow. Eating crow. And it was worth every minute of the wait. Here you go. If you're just tuning in. Oh, do I need to boost it? I'll boost it for you. Okay. It's boosted. Here we go. This is what they did. They went out to meet and confer to agree, because that's the way gentlemen do it. And gentlewomen. Here you go.
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to meet and confer. The parties have met and conferred. The agreement that we have in place is the plaintiffs are going to withdraw the current motion that's sitting before this court. The parties have agreed to act in an expedited fashion towards either reaching a stipulation or some agreement as to how to deal with the issue for the phones on or before the date that they get released back into the custody of Karen Reed. And we have agreed that we will continue to work in good faith towards that end. I also want to acknowledge to this court and to Ms. Reed that I was mistaken when I interpreted her words to say, I'm dead, I'm effing dead.
Ms. Reed?
Your Honor, generally, that is the agreement that we've reached. The one clarification I would provide is that we are going to work in an expedited fashion to come up with an agreement for how the phones will be accessed and searched, et cetera. But that expressly is through our office, through Mr. Reed's counsel. Plaintiff's counsel is going to propose to us what they believe we should do to review and produce those documents, and we're going to try to agree on that kind of protocol.
And absent an agreement, you'll come back.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and the prior agreements relative to the extractions remain in place.
Correct.
Okay, and the counsel for Ms. Reed have agreed, consistent with the temporary order that I put in, that there'll be no deletions or anything made from the phones, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll just keep that order in place, and if you need my assistance, not that I did very much today, but if you need it the next time, let me know and we'll give you a date, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Very much.
Wow, just wow. Paul O'Keefe. Zoom in on Paul O'Keefe.
All right.
Karen seems happy.
Court stands in recess.
She got a public apology. That never happens. I was mistaken. Yes, I was mistaken because I listened to the idiots on the twat, as Baker would say, and all the Baker fans are here today. So thanks so much for coming to join us. Wasn't it worth waiting for? Let's watch them all on the walkout as they gather their dignity, or at least try to. Everyone smash the like button because it was, what a day this was. Marc Diller ate crow in front of the world. Is that Christina Rex in the white sweater? Maybe. What are they going to report about today? What are the mainstream media going to report about today? Well, wasn't that fun? Paul got out of there like the building was on fire. That was Christina Rex. I mean, do you want to see it again? If you just tuned in, should we watch it again? I mean, I feel like it deserves so much more replay because I don't think mainstream media is going to show you this later. So let's watch Marc Diller with his forced, under duress, public apology to Karen Reed. Okay? Here's what happened. Okay? Court started at 9 a.m. It is now 10:36 a.m. here on the East Coast. Court started at 9 a.m. Karen, Alan, Aaron Rosenberg, and one other attorney on the defense team joined them at the defense table. Karen Reed was sitting in the front row, front pew, as I call it, because they look like church pews. They do. Tiny Jesus thinks so too. Marc Diller, the other attorney for Karen was Alan Jackson, Aaron Rosenberg, and Arthur Maravellis. Karen sat in the front row by her lonesome. Then came Marc Diller and Dan Buck. If you watched the 10-minute hearing yesterday, the Zoom hearing, Dan Buck was on that Zoom hearing. Then Paul O'Keefe and Aaron O'Keefe and a young lady sat in the front row right across from Karen. And after that, they started letting in the public and the media. The courtroom was packed. It was packed. Judge Gildea called the court to order. They had a long sidebar. And then we saw the attorneys gather some of their belongings and leave the courtroom. And I said, I was right. I love being right. He probably sent them out to meet and confer and discuss and agree on stuff because you never want to let a judge decide your future, especially when you're looking at sanctions and potentially being referred to the Bar Association for ethical violations because Alan Jackson, or I'm sorry, maybe it was whoever wrote the final sir reply to the to sir with love reply, said this is an ethical violation. Attorneys have been suspended for doing things like this, using illegal wiretapped calls in proceedings that they know are illegal, etc. And the judge probably said, then why don't you go outside and see if you can reach an agreement? Because if I decide this, there's going to be a hell of a lot of trouble. And Karen might get her attorney's fees for today and all kinds of other things. So go outside, talk amongst yourselves, and then come back to me. And they were out there for a really long time. In fact, some stations gave up. Some stations focused on the ceiling with no fan. They gave up. And then, I don't know, an hour and a half later, the attorneys came back into the courtroom. We spent the time laughing. We had a great time. The attorneys came back in, and Marc Diller got up and said there's a stipulation. We've reached a consent. We've reached a stipulation. We've agreed on some things. And here's what Marc Diller said in open court to everyone. And remember, part of this issue was Marc Diller publishing in his filings and to get a temporary restraining order to prevent Karen from getting her phones back, that the phones should be returned to him, and that they should agree on a taint team to extract the phone and not give it back to Karen. His argument was, Karen says in this recording that that Turtle Boy recorded of her on the phone with him, "I'm dead. I'm effing dead. Do you have any clue what's on the phone that they took?" We listened to the recording and we clearly heard it say, "You got me in the mud with Tully again, effing again. Do you have any clue what's on the phone that I took?" Let's listen to this again. And Marc Diller was forced, as part of that stipulation, to do a public apology. Okay? And it was glorious.
Moving forward, hopefully. So Attorney Diller, why don't you set forth?
Attorney Diller, why don't you get up in front of the class and tell everybody what you did wrong? You're the one who's going to get up and tell everybody. I'm not going to tell everybody. Alan Jackson's not going to tell everybody. He's tired from the red eye. Get up and tell the world what you've all agreed to. And here you go. Clip this.
What's been agreed to?
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to meet and confer.
Thank you for the opportunity to meet and confer. You know what that means? That means that if you didn't do that, here's what's going to happen, Diller. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go out there and to reach an agreement and to withdraw your motion. Because if I decide this, you could be sanctioned. You could have to pay attorney's fees. I have to refer you maybe to the Bar Association. I'm just hypothesizing what the judge probably said to him. I'm going to give you this opportunity. Use it wisely.
What's been agreed to?
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to meet and confer. The parties have met and conferred. The agreement that we have in place is the plaintiffs are going to withdraw the current motion that's sitting before this court. The parties have agreed to act in an expedited fashion towards either reaching a stipulation or some agreement as to how to deal with the issue for the phones on or before the date that they get released back into the custody of Karen Reed. And we have agreed that we will continue to work in good faith towards that end.
Good faith.
I also want to acknowledge to this court and to Ms. Reed that I was mistaken when I interpreted her words to say, "I'm dead, I'm effing dead."
Thank you. Ms. Reed?
Your Honor, generally, that is the agreement that we've reached. The one clarification I would provide is that we are going to work in an expedited fashion to come up with an agreement for how the phones will be accessed and searched, etc. But that expressly is through our office, through Mr. Reed's counsel. Plaintiff's counsel is going to propose to us what they believe we should do to review and produce those documents, and we're going to try to agree on that kind of protocol.
And absent an agreement, you'll come back?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and the prior agreements relative to the extractions remain in place?
Correct.
Okay, and the counsel for Ms. Reed have agreed consistent.
Wait, I need to get a good freeze frame here. Hold on. Let me take down the captions. Look at Karen's face. She's like, you will not misquote me, sir. You will not misquote me. Also, pay special attention to what he said about we will continue to act in good faith. Maybe Judge Gildea said, Diller, Mr. Diller, my brother, counselor, you're not acting in good faith. You're not acting in good faith. Because he did say, we will continue to work in good faith. There's Karen, her father, Bill Reed, who's been the most supportive dad. The most supportive dad in America. Can't see Janet because she's blocked by Bill, but behind them is Peter Murphy. It's been a while since we've had a good death stare. The House of Cards is falling. We're here for every single minute of it.
With the temporary order that I put in, that there'll be no deletions or anything made from the phones, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, so I'll just keep that order in place, and if you need my assistance, not that I did very much today, but if you need it the next time, let me know, we'll give you a date, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Very much.
Somebody said, and I gotta take this back. Somebody said that Alan Jackson flicked the lint off his jacket when Diller apologized. Hold on, because I got that. I gotta see. Hold on. I was mistaken. Okay, there's Alan. Let's watch Alan right now. I was mistaken.
In an expedited fashion towards either reaching a
He's flicking his lint. Check it out. Come to your screen if you can do so safely. I don't mean you, Mike, in your 18-wheeler. Anyone who can do so safely, you're going to want to see this. Because that is a classic move. I mean, they don't call him Hollywood Alan Jackson for nothing. We call him smooth as butter right here. What happened with the BCC email? We don't know. The reply all email, they didn't even address that today. You go watch.
agreed to act in an expedited fashion towards either reaching a stipulation or some agreement as to how to deal with the issue for the phones on or before the date that they get released back into the custody of Karen Reed.
Nothing about the reply all email.
We have agreed that we will continue to work in good faith towards that end. I also want to acknowledge to this court and to Ms. Reed that I was mistaken when I interpreted her words to say, I'm dead, I'm effing dead.
Here's heartbeat.
Ms. Reed,
I could loop that all day. I could loop that all day. Talking about having to eat crow in front of the world. I mean, what? Say you're sorry. You may get up there and apologize. I want a public apology. I want a public apology. Microdots is out there. Sub up to Microdots. Drop Microdots, I think, on YouTube, right? Rosenberg looks like he's ready to throw down. Haas long till Diller bows out. I don't know. He might just want to be off this case. Wouldn't you? The amount of money that he's going to have to spend to prosecute this case and hope that he gets paid back at the end if there's ever a settlement or a verdict is like he's just losing money by the day. He's bleeding money by the day on this case. Graham Tam said, so Diller's telling us to believe everything we see or hear on the internet. Got it. Thanks for keeping us laughing. Oh, it is my pleasure. Thanks for your 10. Cupcakes for Justice said, I love this channel. It's good for my soul. I love you. Gigi said, I wanted a tiny Jesus. Then I went through my Christmas decorations and I took the tiny Jesus from my nativity scene. I have a baby Jesus. Mary Joseph and all the wise men. Nothing is getting me now. That's right. You are protected, Gigi. Thanks for your 10. Did anybody get an after court interview? Because I can switch over to that YouTube and show it to you. If anybody has one. Is Tom's CPU outside? Did he get one? Let's see. But we can rewind on it because it's YouTube. So just let me read some of these. I ride at dawn with you, Mel. Always. Thank you. Not a house defendant. I told you he was sent to consider his future. That's right. Dumpster Fire Show. You did. Nothing's better than I told you so. Tracy says AJ for the win with a knockout. Thanks, Tracy. For your 5. You wrong, Diller, says Craft Hassicle. Yes, AJ did it. Or do it. Yeah, or print that. Thanks, Aunt Baby, for your 10. Bruce says AJ handed him taillight for his tears apologizing. Nate Taylor, thanks for telling me to rewind. Diller apologizes and Jackson flicks his coat lint. Yeah, today Satan is a member. Thank you. FAFO, Diller, you're here. Thanks, Gigi. Not that, Carrie says. So the correct answer was they went outside to put the fear of smooth as butter AJ into Diller. That is correct. There was an outcome. The outcome is public apology by Diller that he was mistaken when he said that Karen Reed said, I'm dead, I'm effing dead. And the rest of it,
Your Honor, generally, that
Karen agrees not to delete anything from her phone when she gets it back. Shay Future said, and then they all went out for ham Sammys. Maybe. Diller withdrew his motion, so this is a good question. Will the judge still be considering sanctions for the attorney's fees as was requested? What about the rest of the parts about the use of illegal recordings? Well, that motion has been withdrawn now. The judge doesn't have to consider anything. So once the motion is withdrawn, everything that goes along with it is withdrawn. But that's a great question, T-Mac. Unless they got Diller in their meet and confer to agree to pay the attorney's fees and not tell the world. That could be possible too. Very possible. There's oftentimes parts of stipulations that could be made that are not made public. Hold a second. Very possible. Was Tom CPU outside? Is that what you guys told me? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
And I don't care about you. Don't. Any comments about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all on.
Well, I don't know if he was able to get anything. Does anybody know? There's a short clip. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all on board.
Sometimes the internet is not good outside the courthouse. Wait, here we go. Shout out to Tom CPU, who's been out there since day one, right? Since day one. Thanks, Shenanigans. Thanks, Diller knows he can't win this.
Yes. Thank you. Any comments about what happened today?
No, I'm very pleased. The acknowledgement from plaintiff's counsel that this motion should have been brought in the first place, and more importantly, the acknowledgement that the words that were attributed to Ms. Reed were never spoken. She never said.
You need to move away from the doors. We're blocking any exits. Move away from the building, please.
She never made the comment that was attributed to her, and to have that acknowledged in open court, that's all we wanted. We just want a little bit of honesty in the process, and we took some big strides getting there today.
And if I remember correctly, it's all like the judge said, when you get your phones back, is there an understanding about when that's happening?
No, there's no understanding. She's going to get her phones back eventually. I mean, they're being ostensibly illegally held. We believe there's been orders by two separate judges indicating that the Norfolk DA's office shouldn't necessarily have. They shouldn't have her phones at all. There's an appeal process and there's some procedural roadblocks, but ultimately Karen's going to get her phones back as she should have had 2 years ago. So,
and it sounds like
we're going to get going.
We'll get access to what's on them.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's going to be litigation.
Are you here from here?
Depends on how much you guys listen.
At least it was worth the trip today.
Well played.
Great job today, Turkey.
Yep. Good job, guys. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Oh, Karen looks great.
There you go. That was cool. That was something, huh?
All right. Thank you, Tom CPU. You're the greatest. We love you. All right. Hang on one second. Oh, please. Back to the chat. I want to cover with you. I want to get back to Massachusetts versus Lucy Medina. And I'm just trying to figure out where they are currently at. Hold, please. All right, it looks like closings have happened. So let's go through these super chats. Then I'm going to start a new stream, and then we are going to do closings on Massachusetts versus Lucy Medina. Please come with us. I'm going to teleport you over there. Eric, during Dillard's retraction, Alan Jackson didn't even glance at him. The other lawyer was watching him closely. Jackson looked ahead and down. Yep. He FAFO real quick, says Bailey. Thanks, Mrs. Bouquet, for your super sticker. Kimini Cricket says he didn't apologize. He acknowledged he was mistaken. Say sorry, don't scab Diller. Yeah, I guess, not everybody likes to apologize. JPS, thanks. Love you too. Thanks for your 20. Great laughs today. I had the best commute in. Thanks for all you do. Love from Reno, Nevada. It's so warm there, I bet. Gen X says, first step on the road to accountability. Yep. And T-Mac says, I hope AJ's Red Eye Hotel steak dinner with Grey Goose Martini and $10,000 in legal fees for this stunt comes straight out of Polo Keefe's bank account. Well, I guess that will remain to be seen. Wasn't this the best morning ever? It's going to get even better because you might find out that you might change your opinion on Hank Brennan. Thank you, Elaine, for your very generous 100. Running late, but I'm here. Thanks for your coverage. You're the greatest. Morgan should look into Sean Pacheco in New Bedford, Mass. He's a dance teacher. Essayed some people. Thank you for that. Stephanie, thanks for your very generous 100. Says, just because I'm here for this snark and attitude and I'm rage cleaning and working. And you've been in one ear. Thank you. Thanks, Brenda, who's thanking me through Venmo. Thank you. And Colleen started following you right after the Kevin Costner case. I chose you because you're about the facts. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Catherine says, just a small thank you for the best channel. Oh, you guys are so sweet. So sweet. Let me set up this other stream so I can teleport you. Thank you for your 10, Libra girl. You're the greatest. Let's do it. Massachusetts versus Lucy Medina. Trial day. What's today? It's only day 4. Oh, please. They could have a verdict. I don't know. This could be a faster verdict than the Colin Gray trial. It could be. That was a pretty fast verdict too, right, you guys? I don't know if Brennan is working pro bono. I really don't. Let me just set up the redirect. Hold, please. I am going to transport you right over there, and we will be starting within the next 5 minutes. Thank you all for coming to hang out with me today. It was a fun morning. So far, it's going to get even better because I'm hoping and praying to Tiny Jesus that we will see Lucy Medina acquitted today because Essex County DA had no business not dismissing these charges and bringing these charges, and it's outrageous. Oops. All right, thank you all for coming. I appreciate you guys so much. And let's get over there and see what Hank Brennan has to say. Stay cool. Are they going to interview Paul O'Keefe at the VFW? I don't know. Please like the video on your way out. Please like the next video on your way in. Please tip your servers. Thank your mods. And I can never do this without them. They're the greatest people on the planet. I love you with all my heart. If I don't see you soon, I'm going to die. But I'm going to see you in 2 minutes. Buckle your seatbelt. Hopefully, it's not going to be a bumpy ride. And here we go.